We will now hear from His Excellency Joseph Numa Boakai, President of the Republic of Liberia. Your Excellency, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Your Royal Highness, the DG, world leaders, ministers. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Director General, for the kind invitation to address this august body as we discuss good food today, good food tomorrow, insecurity and urgent need to improve the world agri-food system. It is an honor to address you on this present concern that transcends borders and affects millions of lives. Today, we are witnessing an alarming rise of hunger and malnutrition across various parts of the globe, with the impact profoundly affecting the African continent. Africa, a land abounding with natural resources and agricultural potential, tragically finds itself at the epicenter of the crisis. According to effort reports, millions of people across the divided continent and many other parts of the world face acute food shortages. The stark reality is that despite its fertile soils and vibrant cultures, Africa is beset by complex challenges such as climate change, conflict, economic instability, inadequate infrastructure investment in agriculture. These factors have not only aggravated the food crisis, but have also deepened vulnerabilities within communities, limiting their access to adequate nutrition and a means for improving their lives. Today, 1 in 5 people in Africa go to bed hungry, a statistic that compels us to act decisively. We are not here today to simply highlight the challenges, but to call for concerted and concrete action, urgent, impactful steps that will drive tangible change on the ground. Liberia stands ready to contribute to this global movement for food security by sharing our vision and experience in building an inclusive, resilient, and transformative agri-food system, one that can deliver sustainable food security and nutrition for our people, not just today, but for the future. Located in the heart of the West Africa Upper Guinea region, rainforest region, Liberia is recognized as one of the world's most biodiverse areas. We are also one of the world's wettest countries, with an annual rainfall exceeding 2,500 millimeters. Our revered 2021 national determined contribution commits to reducing GHG emissions by 64% below the projected business as usual levels of 2030. In doing so, we reaffirm our dedication to environmental sustainability, with 10% of the reduction unconditional and 54% dependent on international support. Liberia is vital net carbon sink, absorbing more greenhouse gas than it emits, and proudly contains over 40% of the West Africa remaining rainforest. While we remain proud of our contribution to addressing global warming, we must also recognize the importance of our dependence on soy for our food security and economic development. Mr. Director General, colleagues, and distinguished delegations, we must prioritize funding for agriculture innovation and sustainable farming practices. By equipping farmers with the right tools, knowledge, and resources, we can increase our crop yield and diversify production, ensuring farmers can feed their families and live themselves out of poverty. Liberia's agriculture sector is vital to the country's economy, accounting for 28.9% of our gross domestic product and providing livelihood for 68% of our population. Development in food and crops, cash crops, fisheries, livestock can drive rapid growth in the next few years through sustainable practices and improved inputs. We will focus on food crops, fisheries, organic crops like palm oil and cocoa, which have positive impact on our food security and local commerce. Our vision for sustainable agriculture and food security is simple but ambitious. It requires that we purposely invest in sustainable value chain that promote agriculture productivity, reduce food loss, enhance processing capabilities, improve market access, and develop inclusive agribusiness model that empower smallholder farmers, women, and youth. Excellencies, let me make a case for the need for appropriate technology transfer, adaptation, and application in agriculture value chains development. The tragedy of food insecurity lies not in our ability to produce raw agriculture materials, but in our inability to transform the highly perishable raw agriculture products into stable, intermediate, and tertiary food products that can be traded over time. Hence, the high rate of pre- and post-harvest losses of farm import and food shortages. The imperative to establish a viable engineering subsector that will produce the appropriate technological hardware, machinery, and equipment needed to establish and envisage agricultural complementary value chains cannot be overemphasized. We call on our international community to join us in the immediate development of the vital engineering subsector that produce the capital or good to the vital in the food and consumer good production. For Liberia, this is an imperative. We are also starting an agro-industrial development program centered around oil palm and cocoa. This initiative will transform the oil product industry into a cornerstone of economic growth and wealth creation. Our vision encompasses 6 key objectives: achieving sustained economic growth, establishing new pillars of growth, creating wealth in our rural community, generating vital foreign exchange, boosting employment opportunities, and attracting foreign direct investment. Liberia's ideal climate equips us to develop a robust oleochemicals industry with an initial focus on oil palm cultivation. Currently, we face a significant shortfall of 40,000 tons of palm oil and across West Africa, that deficit reaches 1.8 million tons. This program is not just about agriculture. It is about enhancing our food security and securing a prosperous future for all Liberians. The plan is to put under cultivation some 100,000 hectares of land available to meet local demand and increase to 300,000 hectares to meet the West African market. The agricultural plans will be accompanied by plans for the processing, milling, refining, marketing of the oil and downstream process. To achieve this, we will leverage technology and digitization through and strengthen agricultural research and extension services. In addition, we will remain sensitive to conservation commitments, and we will improve access to finance by establishing an agricultural enterprise development bank. Mr. Director General, colleagues, and distinguished participants, as we forward the future and begin preparing good food for all, for today and tomorrow, we must act with urgency, determination, and focus, targeting the following areas. One, support for local food system. Let us commit to bolstering local food production network by investing in the rural infrastructure such as roads, markets, and storage facilities, so we can improve supply chains and decrease the post-harvest losses, supporting small farmers, corporations, and smallholders. Initiatives will empower communities and foster resilience. Number two, promoting climate resilience. Climate change is an undeniable reality and a significant threat to food security. We must adapt and implement climate-smart agriculture practices and invest in research for drought-resistant crops that can withstand changing weather conditions, ensuring our food system remains stable in the face of environmental uncertainty. Number three, strengthening social safety nets. In the moments of crisis, vulnerable populations often suffer the most. It is imperative that we broaden social protection programs that can provide direct support to those most at risk of food insecurity. Ensuring access to nutrition for children, pregnant women, and the elderly is essential in to break the cycle of poverty and malnutrition. Global collaboration, number four, and partnership. Lastly, we cannot face these challenges alone. We must engage in cross-border collaboration, share best practices, and foster partnership between governments, civil society, private sector holders, and international organizations. United, we can take dedicated actions to create sustainable food system that not only feed our nation, but also the foundation for enduring peace and prosperity. Mr. Director General, Excellency, and distinguished participants, the global population is growing with increasing pressure on our food system. Climate change, biodiversity loss, and the soil degradation further threaten our ability to meet the food needs of a growing population. This year's Food Forum presents an opportunity for all of us to reflect, deliberate, and commit to actions that will transform national and community agri-food system. The time for rhetoric has passed. It is now the moment for robust, unified action. We have the knowledge, the resources, and the humanity to tackle this crisis head-on. Let us emerge from this meeting not with mere commitments, but with actionable steps that we provide and plant firmly in the ground as we sow the seeds of hope and resilience. On behalf of the people of Liberia, I reaffirm our commitment to strengthening partnership, contributing to the global efforts to achieve sustainable development goals and the African Union's Agenda 2063. Together, let us foster a future where no child, no parent, no community is left to face the anguish of hunger. Our action today can help shape the landscape of tomorrow. Together, we can assure a more resilient, sustainable, and prosperous future for our planet and its people. Thank you.